SpaceX and NASA predict solar storm alert. Earth will suffer from the sun blast, warns NASA and SpaceX. The solar onslaught is still going on. On February 17, powerful solar winds entered the Earth's inner atmosphere via a crack in the magnetosphere. As a result, aurora displays were seen as far away as New York, which is remarkable given that aurora formation occurs at extremely low altitudes. But it was a minor incident. NASA's prediction models have now forewarned us of a far more dangerous solar storm attack. A coronal mass ejection is a type of ejection. The cloud will finally reach our planet today, February 18. The resulting solar storm can be hazardous, with serious consequences for amateur radio operators and independent aviators. Examine the specifics. Our CME is heading for Earth, and it could spark a good display of auroras when it arrives later today or tomorrow, spaceweather.com said on its website. According to NASA's computer model, the CME will reach Earth on February 17 at 1800 UT. The first point of contact is anticipated. Today's solar storm will hit the Earth. This solar storm has the potential to become a G2 class storm, which is concerning. This is far more intense than the typical G1 class competition. A G2 class solar storm caused one of the most intense auroral displays in a long time just a few days ago. However, that is not the full extent of what such solar storms are capable of. As a G2 class storm, it has the potential to disrupt wireless communications and GPS services, causing problems for airlines, mariners, amateur radio controllers, and drone operators. The solar storm can cause flights to be delayed, ships to change course, and any important information shared through these low-frequency channels to be disrupted. Furthermore, a powerful solar storm has the potential to damage satellites, disrupt mobile networks and internet services, disrupt power grids, and corrupt sensitive ground-based electronics such as pacemakers and ventilators. However, whether this solar storm can become so dangerous remains to be seen. In other news, NASA's Webb telescope captures never-before-seen details in Pandora's cluster. The James Webb Space Telescope of NASA has captured previously unseen details in a region of space known as Pandora's cluster. A new deep-field image from the observatory shows three galaxies clustering together to form a megacluster. The cluster's combined mass creates a gravitational lens, allowing scientists to observe more distant galaxies in the early universe. The Hubble Space Telescope has previously studied the cluster's central core in depth. Astronomers aim to achieve a balance of breadth and depth by using Webb and its powerful infrared instruments with a mosaic view of the region's multiple areas of lensing, which the agency said would open a new frontier in the study of cosmology and galaxy evolution. Astronomers estimate that this image from NASA's James Webb Space Telescope represents 50,000 sources of near-infrared light. Their light has traveled various distances to reach the telescope's detectors, resulting in a single image that represents the vastness of space. Photos courtesy of NASA, ESA, CSA, iLab, Swinburne University of Technology, and R. Besançon, University of Pittsburgh. Alyssa Pagan did the image processing. Webb snapshots are stitched together in a panoramic image, displaying approximately 50,000 sources of near-infrared light. Notably, gravitational lensing distorts the appearance of background galaxies, and the cluster lens is so massive that it warps space itself. Pandora's cluster, as imaged by Webb, shows us a stronger, wider, deeper, better lens than we have ever seen before. Vo Lab, of the Swinburne University of Technology and co-principal investigator of the ultra-deep NIR SPEC and NIR CAM observations before the epoch of Ryanization, Uncover, program, said in a statement. My first reaction to the image was that it was so beautiful, it looked like a galaxy formation simulation. We had to remind ourselves that this was real data, and we are working in a new era of astronomy now. Lab's team captured the cluster using the near-infrared camera, or NIR CAM, for approximately 30 hours of observation time. The team will then go through the imaging data and select galaxies for follow-up observations with the near-infrared spectrograph. In other news, NASA says loud booms heard in Texas were caused by a 1,000-pound meteor exploding. Local 911 dispatchers received multiple calls from residents reporting loud noises and a possible explosion that shook their homes. A 1,000-pound meteoroid likely exploded in the skies above Texas, scattering fragments over the ground on Wednesday afternoon, confirmed NASA. The meteorite had a diameter of 2 feet and its destruction was felt near McAllen, Texas, in the state's southern area, as residents reported loud noises in the area. NASA experts believe the object was a meteoroid about 2 feet in diameter weighing about 1,000 pounds, the agency said in a statement. The angle and speed of entry, along with signatures in weather radar imagery, are consistent with other naturally occurring meteorite falls. Because no impact site has been discovered, it is unlikely that the meteoroid hit the ground directly. Authorities reported that several concerned residents were alarmed by the since-confirmed meteoroid, with some mistaking it for an earthquake. According to Mission Police Chief Cesar Torres, local 911 dispatchers received multiple calls from residents reporting loud booms and a possible explosion that shook their homes. Residents in Hidalgo County reported hearing a thunderous boom and seeing the meteoroid, according to Hidalgo County Sheriff Eddie Guerra during a news conference. Guerra stated that he had received a report from the FBI that two pilots flying near Houston had apparently also seen the meteoroid, and that he wanted to allay residents' fears that the loud noises were caused by recent incidents of U.S. officials shooting down foreign objects in U.S. airspace. U.S. Representative Monica de la Cruz, who represents the area impacted by the meteoroid, said on Wednesday that officials were still working to understand if the space object hit the ground. "We have meteorites that have hit all over," said de la Cruz to NBC. NASA scientists estimate that every single day our planet is hit by over 100 tons of dust and particles from space. So again, while this is not a normal situation here in the Rio Grande Valley, it does occur. SpaceX confirms that a 1,000-pound meteoroid measuring 2 feet in diameter did collide with Earth over Texas, causing a massive boom and breaking up into meteorites as residents' houses shook. The rock was 2 feet in diameter and weighed 1,000 pounds, NASA said before it broke into small pieces and scattered across the area. No damage was reported, but terrified locals assumed it was an earthquake and shared stories on social media of their homes shaking with the impact. NASA said that anyone who thinks they have found a fragment must contact the Smithsonian. They reassured people that the space rocks posed little threat to the public. Although meteorites tend to hit Earth's atmosphere at high speeds, they slow as they travel through the atmosphere, breaking into small fragments before hitting the ground, NASA said. Meteorites cool rapidly and generally are not a risk to the public. The rock beamed through the sky around 5 p.m. on Wednesday before a boom was heard. Footage showed the fiery object shooting through the sky as home surveillance cameras caught the moment it crashed, creating a loud explosion and shaking homes. The National Weather Service reported the object and claimed their satellites that detect light from space picked up on the signal. The agency then plotted the occurrence on its geostationary lightning mapper. Houston Air Traffic Control also received reports from 2 planes about a possible meteorite near the town, according to Hidalgo County Sheriff Eddie Guerra. A meteor is referred to as a meteorite until it hits the ground. Where the exact point of impact is unknown, Guerra said. No reports of any damage in that area has been received. One woman said she thought it was an earthquake. "I went outside to see what had happened," she wrote on Facebook. "I thought it was some kind of earthquake but saw nothing. So strange we don't have earthquakes here in Texas." Another described it to feel similar to a gas explosion. "So, we had a loud boom, like a gas explosion this afternoon," one person wrote. "The ground shook, so did the windows and house too." Meteoroids are bits of asteroids that have broken off. Once they enter Earth's atmosphere they become meteors. An asteroid the size of Mount Everest is what led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson recently appeared on CBS This Morning to discuss how officials are preparing to save Earth and combat asteroids, following one appearing in northwestern Europe on Monday. "We've always known we don't want to get hit," Tyson said. "We've been hit, and let's talk to the dinosaurs about what happens when you get hit. We remember the dinosaurs because they have big teeth and they are ferocious, but few people think about that 70% of all the world's species of life went extinct in that very same episode." Tyson continued, "Little ones can come, and maybe we won't go extinct, but it can take out our grid, and we might have to jump-start civilization." The astrophysicist called the operation to stop asteroids as the most expensive mission, and said it wasn't as simple as simply blowing it up. Earlier this week, an asteroid lit up the night sky over the English Channel after entering the Earth's atmosphere in the early hours on Monday. The 3-foot meteoroid created a shooting star and an airburst that could be seen across southern England and Wales and in parts of northern France as far south as Paris. The rock, called 2023 CX-1, entered the atmosphere around 2 miles off the French coast at 3 a.m., creating a fireball as it disintegrated into small pieces which landed in the sea. It was only the 7th time an asteroid strike had been successfully forecast, in what the European Space Agency said was a sign of the rapid advancements in global asteroid detection capabilities. For scientists, forecasting harmless asteroids like this morning's one is seen as good practice for detecting ones that could pose a risk to the planet. The National Weather Service Brownsville, Texas tweeted that its satellite system, used to track lightning strikes, also detected the meteoroid. Subscribe for more SpaceX news.